Mike wants to know, should you use iTunes, CD Baby, Spotify, etc.? What's kind of the go-to?
Yeah. So this is an interesting conversation. Our viewers might want to Google what the guy, David, I'm spacing his last name, Lowry, from Camper Van Beethoven and Cracker. He was at SF Music Tech a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about how iTunes is not great, you know, how they're not doing enough for artists. And he was, in my opinion, kind of, it wasn't apples to apples. He was comparing what iTunes is to what a label used to do. Now, iTunes is just a retailer. iTunes is a retailer. You know. So I think it's, other people have done this. Pete Townsend wrote something a while back about that. Like, iTunes has to be more supportive of artists. It's not what they do. They are a retailer of music. So my opinion is, sell off of your own site. Drive traffic to your own site. Get a higher margin from sales off of your own site. But there's a group of people that want to buy on iTunes. You know, eMusic did a survey, and they might be biased, but their survey that came out maybe last week, it's like people want to own things.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. With me, I'm great with Spotify and Rdio and that sort of thing. And if I really love a band, then I'll go to their site and like get something awesome. Like I do that, you know. I just got a 7-inch from this band called Pale Seas, which is just great. Like they blew me away, you know. So back to retailers. I think it makes sense to be on all of the retailers, including Spotify. Yeah. And there's debate about Spotify. Spotify pays very poorly.
Right.
Well, let me clarify. Spotify has relationships with labels and distributors, and it's not the fact that Spotify pays very poorly. It's the deal that they worked out with the labels ends up paying the artist very poorly.
Fractions of pennies.
Yeah, but if you are going direct with iTunes, you can't really go direct. You have to use an independent distributor like TuneCore CD Baby. If you're using, let's just use CD Baby as an example. CD Baby takes 9% cut. So if you were getting your music on iTunes using CD Baby, you're going to get about 61 cents for each sale of a 99-cent song. Okay. You know, that's like kind of how the math works.
Yeah.
So overall, it's sell off of your own site when you can. Have your music out on these other services because Spotify. That's my go-to place right now.
Right.
When you mentioned a band, Sharon Van Etten pops into mind. Somebody mentioned her the other day. Or The Clean. Somebody just told me about The Clean. So I go to Spotify. I'm like, these guys are awesome. And then I want more. So that's right now. I view Spotify almost as like radio, or like what I mean. Yeah. I don't think it's great for monetization yet. Maybe it will down the line as it grows, and it's growing considerably. But definitely use a third-party independent distributor like CD Baby, like Amazon. There's others that are in the UK, Ditto Music. They're all kind of low cost. TuneCore is pretty great because you don't pay a fee. You just pay you pay an annual fee, but it's not a fee on every sale. CD Baby is a fee on every sale, but I like them both.
Yeah.
You know, there's pros and cons to each. But yeah, I definitely think that you should get on third-party retail with the idea that whatever marketing you're doing, try to drive people to your site. That's why I think having your site together is like one of the first things you should do after you have your live show together and you've been woodshedding and you've got great music.